want to throw in who you're supporting, what you hope for a particular driver, go right ahead. Royce thinks Ricardo is slowly but surely starting to perform. It's like Hamilton's the first out on track. He's on a soft tire. So we are in green light, and Hamilton is on the track. I said, no, someone's liking the new track layout. I forgot who it is. Well, Michael Barros thing, like new track layout. I like this track layout. The only thing is, it does not show sectors. That was the only benefit of one of the big benefits of the other track. Had blue, yellow, and red for each of the sectors, and that was useful at times. No, Hamilton's not on a flying lap. He's on his out lap. This is his first lap. He hasn't gone a first full lap. Jose's here. If you haven't liked or subscribed, now's a great time to do it. If you after subscribing, you hit the bell, you'll get notifications when we go live. Again, we go live for all of the sessions. We did practice yesterday. We're doing practice today and quali later today, and then we'll do the race tomorrow. So Hamilton starting his first full flying lap. And you will see purples across the board because he's the only one on track. He's the first one on track. So, winner by default. Or when I'm doing a max chant. Dude, you're missing some supers in there. uh, Again, Hamilton's the only one on track right now. He has the first sector by default. He will have the second sector fastest time. What's going on? Why is he the only one out? Yeah, he's the only one out on track. Again, obviously a total purple 114. I think they were doing 113s yesterday, maybe 112s. So this is like first lap by default. You can see right now he's now on a slow down his secondary lap after that. Ooh, electrical fire at McLaren hospitalized over and injured. That's not good. Again, Hamilton's the only one on track right now. While we wait, he's doing in a cool down lap right now after his first flying lap. We'll probably see him pick up at the end of his third sector if he's going to do another flying. Or if again, the other scenario is that he's out here on a program where that first flying lap is what he's going to do, and then he's got a program that's not requiring him to be a flying lap. And we got drivers not even in their cars. Ocon. We got Albin suiting up. He's not in the car yet. Yeah. Who is this? This is Max coming out on track now. So 2 cars on track. So the news right now, basically the big story that broke yesterday was that Flavio, basically Briatore, and if I pronounce his name wrong, I actually don't care because given who he is, um, so he is back with Alpine in some executive advisory role. Um, for those you know, if those who, as we all know, Alpine used to be Renault, and back in the day, Renault had the great scandal, the Crashgate scandal. Well, he was one of the executives involved with that scandal. So the fact that he's back, he he shouldn't be back. This is disgusting. Um, this is and Magnussen now on track now. So three cars on track. Um, in the United States, Pete Rose is a heralded ball player and a manager. But he's been thrown out of baseball because he gambled on baseball. It would be like saying, "Hey, Pete Rose, why don't you come back to the Cubs or come back to the Marlins and be an exec for them?" Yeah, not that. There's he should not be back. And the fact that he is it's more a reflection of what the hell's going on in Alpine. Really, I mean, anyone and everyone who's got any particular knowledge of F1 feels like has been out the door the past 2 years. So Hamilton coming has come back into the pits. He did 4 laps on soft tires. He's back out on those tires. Max is out on medium tire, and Magnussen's out on a hard tire. So we've got again. Max has got he's got a 114 point. He's a P2. He doesn't. Is he trying to figure out what's going on with the car? Because he's on a better tire, but he's a tenth off of Hamilton's time. Well, sorry, he's on a medium tire. That's bad. So, what's the rumors about Lewis Mercedes sabotage? I mean, that started at the beginning of the season when he announced he was going to Ferrari. But I mean, the big issue with him at the moment is that Russell's getting grief on social media from the hashtag Blessed crew, Team Hamilton, and that's because basically he's outperforming Hamilton at the moment, and he's getting heat for that on social media. And Hamilton's had to step in to like calm the blessed crew. We've got more cars out now. We've got Hamilton, Verstappen, Magnussen, Tsunoda, Stroll, Alonso, Perez. So Tsunoda, Stroll, Alonso, Perez are all on their first out laps right now. So slow going into this session. We've gone 9 minutes of the session so far. Yeah, again, those of you guys are talking about the about Hamilton being sabotaged by Mercedes. That's kind of stupid of Mercedes to do that, to be quite honest. And it's really more people trying cause chaos cause chaos more likely. There's really nothing to that. It'd be stupid of Mercedes to do that. And if they were to do that, I mean that would be that's pretty petty. Right now we've got winds from the east 1.4 meters per second. Track temperature right now is 42 degrees Celsius. The air temperature is 26 degrees. 55% humidity. And it is sunny out there. So that is what our weather looks like right now. We got a £1 donation for Eve. I hope I said your name correctly. Thank you for the donation. Your first donation to live stream. Thank you as well. Looking at what's going on at the moment. See who is making time. Sonoda's up onto third on the board right now with a 1:15. Again, that's not really a representative time. Hamilton 1:13, 8:65 is probably the closest to a representative time, but they were closer to lower than that. Yentel with a €1 donation. Thank you, Yentel. Yentel's one of our members in the chat as it is. So for those who are curious about points, these donations to the chat actually give you points. So if you wanted to jump into the top 10 pretty quickly, that's one way to do it. Telling Simmer since Canada, Ferrari sucks. Yeah, but the race before it was Monaco. So yeah, you guys are so insipid, so flippant, and Stroll is pitted. Hamilton is pitting. Alonso is pitting. So they're just doing installation laps with Aston Martin at the moment. Still got about half of the grid, not on grid as of yet. And only about 5 cars have set a, well, say now 6. Russell just went to the P1 with a 1:13.431. So it is 13 minutes of the session. Again, you're listening to Race's YouTube channel. This is Grash here with you. Back to our original layout. It's like we're having a practice session with our layout today, which is no big deal, guys. This is a practice session. Lu Donghai saying to RS that Aston is having a difficult week. They may be fighting to survive and make it to Q2. And he's also pointing out this is the second last Cataluna. I believe that is the case because they are moving, as I understand, they're moving to Madrid for the Spanish Grand Prix with a it's a hybrid. We're going to call it a hybrid. It's part road race, more like Miami is partly a road race and not total road race. Parts of what they drive on are actual streets, but some of them are not. Right now, we got Russell at P1, Sainz is P2, Clerk P3, Hamilton P4. They're all in the 113s. Verstappen is in the 114, and then we've got 115 and higher, which Perez 115, Tsunoda 115, Hulkenberg 116, Magnussen 118. So these are not really representative times at the moment. Again, only 9 times have set time, so we've got 11 cars who have not set a time yet. Aston Martins did get out on track, but they did installation laps, so they went out on ones and then didn't finish the second when they went across the line, but didn't finish the lap. Essentially, came to the pits. We've got Ricardo, Ocon, Gasly, out on track now. They're on their first lap. Ricardo's on a medium, and the Alpines are on softs. Norris coming out on track. He's going to be on a medium tire. T4K Toast saying, "Do you think Albon did the right choice staying in Williams?" Um, Probably is. I don't know where he would move up to, like from Williams, where he would be able to move up. And so he likes the team likes him, and he likes the team. He's in a good place at Williams, and they're gonna basically they have established that they're going to anchor the team around him. Now that leaves the other seat open. Um, Ultimately, basically, what's going to end up happening is if Saints come, then it's they you've got good two drivers on that team. Albon could easily slot at Mercedes, but he could, but he's 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 the big dog at Williams, and he's signed with Williams now. There's no reason for him to like consider moving to Mercedes, and there's no outside of you guys chatting that like, hey, he could. Outside, there's no realistic. He's signed. There's nothing I've heard outside of you guys chatting here that he might go there. So, do you think Bottas or Sainz is going to be the best bet? Sainz would be the best bet to Williams. That's where things are looking right now. Is that Sainz is going to be going to Williams, but that is to see. That's just to see right now. David Brown's bringing up Chadwick. Should do an FP1 for Williams. So that's not going to happen because Chadwick's over in the United States doing Indy Next, which is essentially the F2 for the IndyCar series. And she actually did took pole and win a few weeks ago in the Index series. So she's actually making inroads in the American open wheel leagues at the moment. She's more likely to get into IndyCar than is to get back over here into FP, do an FP1 or do F1. Where you can see the tire compound. They will occasionally, like right now, it just showed up on screen. It'll show up. I actually do have the F1 live timing screen open as well. That shows me what tire compounds they're on. Norris just jumped up to a P2 with a 113.535, so a tenth off of Russell's time, and he did that on a medium compound. I know we're talking about the drivers market right now. The only ones who have not gone out as of yet, I think Sargent and Albin have not come out on track yet. So we've got 18 of 20 cars. Albin now coming out on track as I say that. So Sargent, the last one to leave pit. Again, the driver market right now is waiting for. Half has not announced anything about who is in for next season. Both of their seats are up for grabs. We know that Hulkenberg is leaving the team for Stake Kick Sauber / Audi for next year. So he's joining the Audi team a year early when Audi fully takes over. So again, if it's not official now, it'll be official in the next year that Audi will have 100% control, but will fully buy out the Sauber team. And that was they were going to do that in stages, but they basically pushed that forward quicker. They will remain Stake Kick / Sauber for one more year before the Audi branding comes into place for that team. Wait. Baskin needs to step up. Last couple of races, really disappointed. Apart from last, we've only had one other race, guys. Like I don't know. Like this is like you guys are like, really? Yeah. Next year, Audi will be in full control. Will if they have not taken full control now, they will be in full control next year. And then in 2026, the branding for audio kicks in with the new regulation. To quit. Another one has joined. No one disappoints quite like Perez. Oh, you guys are horrible. You guys are mean, Perez. I'll be honest with that. Is he not doing great at the moment? Crash, what are your predictions for tomorrow's race? Someone will take pole, someone will win. I really don't make predictions. Usually my predictions are usually wrong. You guys have seen, I'd be like, oh, they won't make it to one. Like right now they're at 113. I'm like, oh, they won't make it to 112, and then they'll get 10 minutes in. I'm like eating my words. No, Perez is not in trouble. Is Perez not performing well? Yes, but is he in trouble? No. I mean, he's pretty. I mean, we went through this last year where like Perez went on had a stretch. He wasn't really doing that great, and then at the end of the season, last third of the season, did well and was second in the drivers' championship. Albon just jumped up with a new lap of P10 with 114.655. Yeah, who's cooking at the moment? Alonso and Sargent are getting their first real fast laps in. I think Russell was working on a fast lap, but he abandoned it, and he's now back into the pits. Mayu pointing out Newey is signing for everyone, according to the news. The one thing we do know is he did show up at Aston Martin. There was a visit there, a surprise secret visit. They sent staff home to be like, "Hey, have a day off. We don't see Newey walking around," which just makes sense. Jarav Santi, Ferrari is fun to hate and make fun of, but people actually give sending some serious threats to team boss Fred. Okay, so the first part, Ferrari's fun to make fun. That's absolutely true. I love making fun of you trophy guys, and it's going to be more fun with Hamilton on board next year. Uh, but there is a line. There is like I don't hate you guys. I just have fun making fun of you. And the death, and this is a lot of it is going on. Whether it is Sir, whether it is Russell right now getting these threats over in the United States, we had Theo Brashear getting those threats from uh, fans of a particular driver from a particular nation. Um, yeah, so that's a line that should not be crossed. Like making fun of the Tosis, but I don't hate them. I don't wish you dead, because if you were dead, I couldn't make fun of you. So yeah, I'm trying to make a light point out of this, but ultimately there is no really place for that. There's a point. There's a point, like in the Europe. So for me, it's European. It's European football. Football that most of you know. I call soccer. How we know it here in the United States. There are hooligans in football over in Europe, and they to extent there's also the ultras, and they are the ones who have taken things way too far, and there's no place for that. Alonso has done a P12 and Sargent has done a P14. Those are the only new times on the board. Destroying it now at the bottom. putting together a new lap. He's doing on a medium tire, improving in his time. It's a good time so far. See where he jumps up. Has Sonoda come out in the session? Yes, he has. Sonoda right now is P18. Stroll has just jumped up onto the board to a P16 with a representative time. Yeah, the only two that have not, the only time that's not really represented is Magnussen with a 119, and then you've got Hulkenberg with a 116. Snow's done a 115.662. Zoe did a 115.659. So this is the bottom of the board. 115s are not really that great of times. And they are bringing in one of the McLarens. Lewis needs 3 purple sectors to get to P1. I mean, he did 3 purple sectors at the beginning of the session. We've got about 33 and a half minutes left to go on this session right now. You are listening to the Race YouTube channel, and this is Grash with you right now. We're watching live action on track for the FP3. We're talking about different things in chat, from the drivers market to fans being ultras and not being fans anymore when they do so. Tsunoda leaving the pits right now. He's going to coming out on a medium tire. Russell leaving the pits as well right now. He's going on a soft tire. Leclerc coming out of the pits, and it's going to be a soft tire. And then I think Magnussen coming out. Can't see the tire because the overlay. Dave Brown saying that Adrian Newey's last project with Red Bull is the RB17 supercar, the hypercar, I should say, will be shown at the Goodwood Festival of Speed. For those who don't know, basically it is a weekend where they just basically run cars across. It's a predetermined route, A to B. It's not a lap circuit like you see, and it's basically how fast can you go across this predetermined circuit. And it's there's there to basically watch cars be cool. Is someone complaining about practice? No red flags. You're losing your touch. I mean, I red flagged myself for all of FP2, or is that a black flag? Because it wasn't there. Um, Now someone was complaining about the times. It's seeing who is doing what. It's more bragging rights for terms of times on the board. Russell started. I think he might have done a fastest lap previously. He's got a 113.431. This is more representative. So we got 113s on the board from P1 through P5. That's more like it. Dave Brown noting that the Goodwood Festival of Speed will be on YouTube. It's amazing. It is fun. Wait. Oh, jinx him. You guys are being funny. I mean, the only reason why I got a red flag in FP1 is because a piece of Alonso car got wedged underneath the car when he hit the curb, and it came off and was in the racing lane of the track. What makes Ferrari fun to hate, commentator? Oh God, it's because you guys, the Tifosi, take things too seriously, and when things don't go well, you guys are hilarious. Um, take case in point, Matt Gallagher over at F1 with Matt and Tommy. He is hilarious to watch. It's like whatever roller coaster ride you toast you're going on, he shows it. And so it's just fun to watch. And then there's this level of arrogance. The only other group in F1 that has this level of craziness is the Orange Army. Um, the Dutch fans for Max Verstappen. They're the only one. They're the only ones at track who show up. The thing about the Team LH, the Zanies, is that they're more of a Twitter group, and it's like so like for the most part, like Lewis Hamilton fans, when they're at the track, they're actually cool fans. They're not causing disturbances, they're not going crazy. They're just happy to be there and watch Hamilton. And so they're not, so on the track, they're like there's not much to like, oh, they're cool fans. But then you get the Orange Army, you get the Tifosis. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're tame, don't get me wrong, they're harmless, but they're funny to watch. The one group of fans that I do have to give huge credit to are all of the Asian fans, whether it's China or Japan. The fans there, they are all in on it. They are amazing. They're the one group that like, hey, that like their energy is awesome. And I have to like that's the one group of fans you have to give credit to. They are like a cool like all that area of the world. They are awesome. I have mentioned the Tifosi. They're fun to make fun of. That's all I have to say. It's been a little bit right now. No one has put new time improved on their time. And part of it is that we've got a lot of people who've done a lot of laps. So Russell's on track with 9 laps, Leclerc 10 laps, Hamilton 13 on. Those three have been on softs. Verstappen's 13 on a medium, 8 on a soft tire, 8 for Gasly, 10 medium for Bottas, 6 for Alonso, 8 for Perez. I think it's 6 for Stroll, and then 10 for Tsunoda. Those last 5 have all been on medium tires. So, what are the yellow, green, purple squares below? So when we look at the sectors one, sector, sector three, those little dots you see are the subsectors. And we did see you the first time, pro. You don't have to repeat yourself. No, I do have to put you in timeout. That's excessive. So we've basically taken the sectors and we've breaking it down into subsectors. So we're seeing those dots are the sectors. So again, yellow, red basically are have not improved. Green means the driver improved on their previous best time, and then purple is the fastest among all drivers. Hank suggesting I visit the Dutch GP. It's a party for everyone. If I were to get to a GP first, I think Austin, give just by proximity, Austin might be the first GP I end up going to. So trying. There was a question in chat. Yeah, until now, viewing his giddy up chant for Sonoda at the moment. Can anyone please make an Alvin song, please? Kulik says Coda looks like fun in the USA without the Miami pretentiousness. Uh, I mean, part of it is that Coda is an established is a racing circuit track, not a street circuit. That's part of why it's not pretentious. I mean, if they were doing a street circuit in Austin, you'd see that pretentiousness. Don't get me wrong, Austin is a party town. They're um, Austin is this weird. It's a liberal town in a sea of conservative around it. And it's very odd. Austin's very weird. Yeah, yeah. Keep Austin weird. It That's part of what makes Austin weird. It's a very liberal. It's a very liberal town where it's normally very conservative around it. Um, and it's doubly so because it's also the capital of the state of Texas. So that makes it even more odder. But like you've got besides Coda, you also have like big festivals happen at Austin. A lot of music festivals, South by Southwest happen in Austin as well. So uh, there's a come to Austin type feel as well. Is Verstappen really unhappy with his car? Was that why he was testing his old car? That's a good question. I just found out that Max did test in the RB, what was it? The RB 17 was the car from 2 years ago. He went out and tested in that particular car as an A/B test for what's going on with his current car. Paul asking racing statistics. Do you have a red chili pepper to put on the map? Wait, why? Why would a red chili pepper on the map? I've lost something here. What is right? Why is his on top with 117? Why is North? Because that was the last lap he did. Russell's last time was a 117. His best time is a 113.431. Norris's best time is a 113.535. So they're showing, and so Russell, that was Russell's last lap that you're showing at the moment. That's the one fault with this particular chart that we're using is that time column gets used for your fastest lap and the last lap you did. It jumps between those two. Vuna, you're saying that the F1 Academy race is worst to watch in racing history. Can you extrapolate why the F1 Academy is not good to watch? What is causing it to not that you don't like? The Outrider Tech School at Coda as well. I mean, there's some very good universities at in Austin as well. So not again being the capital. Because pointing out, I think F1, it's an F4 car. I believe it's an F3, F4 car, but that using their 3 seconds over lap. But yeah, same for all drivers. Why? Why does that matter? It's a different car. I don't know. Are you complaining about the car? Or are you complaining like I'm not sure what's the complaint about the academy? Let's pointing out Max is consistently stated he's staying through the end of his contract. That's a fact too. That would be through I believe 2028. I believe he's got the contract, the longest contract so far. Again, we had a moment earlier on. Yeah, I don't know why you guys are trying to compare the F1 Academy car to the F1 car. They're two different cars. They're two different series. I mean, it's a feeder system. It's part of the pyramid that's building up new drivers. It's like you might as well make the if you're comparing them about cars, you could make the same complaint about the F2 cars. And again, they're spec series because they're feeder series. They're developmental series, and they're not the main event. We now have a red hot chili. We have a chili pepper on screen. I don't know why. Can someone explain why we're putting a chili pepper on screen? If you don't know, I don't know. Yeah, Paula, can you explain, please? Because you're the one who asked for it. The red chili pepper means the track is heating up. That is true. The track has it's now 45 degrees. Track temperature 27 degrees air temperature. Humidity's jumped up to 62%. Wind has picked up for 2.2 meters per second. Only a few people on track right now. Norris, Albin, Oscar, Sargent, Hulkenberg, Magnussen currently on track. My fault. I said more hot chili peppers. Oh boy. We've got, let's see, we've got 16 and a half minutes left to go in this session so far. You are watching or listening to the Racing Tips YouTube channel. This is Grash doing commentary with you right now. I know people don't like this new timing, this time sheet. This actually has benefits. Oscar just jumped up to P7. He did a 113.907. Magnussen jumping up to P8 with a 114.074. This timing sheet that we're using right here has advantages over the other timing sheet. I know you guys are used to this timing, the one they're using here. Sargent is leaving the pits at the moment. Those who just yelled out at him. I think Oscar just jumped up to P7 with a 113.907. Norris to P1 with a 113.047, taking the P1 from Russell. So he's on track and Russell's not at the moment. So on track, we've got Norris, Oscar, Hulkenberg, Magnussen, Sargent. And on the flow, Lando just took P1. Guy goes from Ferrari to Williams. Well, it's not official. It's because he's not going to get in at. He's not going to get in. He's losing his job at Ferrari. Red Bull's locked up their drivers, and he doesn't look like he's going to make it in Mercedes. So after that, again, McLaren has their lineup set. So now we're looking at the Aston Martins have their lineup set pretty much. So now we're looking at the bottom 5 teams, and Williams has an opening. So does I mean, it basically for science right now, it's either Williams or it's the Audi team. Oscar, we've got Norris coming in the pits, Oscar coming out, Hamilton's out on track, Alonso's out on track now. I'm just looking at what you guys are saying in chat right now as things happen on track. Sargent on an outlap now. We're in this weird part where a lot of teams pit over half of the pit. I'm assuming that we'll see more cars coming out in the next 3 minutes. Do one last program, and if they don't come out, then they're waiting for something. I don't know what. Yeah, Sonoda right now P20. He's 2.6 seconds off the pace, but Norris is done. Ricardo's P17, 2.1, so he's a half a second faster than his teammate. So the VCARB ABCDFG team not doing well in practice. Boss 14, Zone 19, Stroll 18, Alonso. So we've got 3 teams. Perez has only done 115, not doing that great at the moment. Again, Perez does have that penalty from Canada, so I think it's either, I believe it's a 3-place drop. If I'm wrong, tell me. It's either the 3 or 5. I believe it's a 3. If it's a 5, please tell me in chat. Hamilton cooking at the moment. Improved in his first sector, purple second sector. Let's see how he's improving in his. He's going to jump up to a P2 with a 113.359. Alonso improving on his times so far. He's improving on his lap. Yeah, I think it was a 3-grid penalty for. So what happened in Canada is that Perez basically banged up his back wing and he drove it back to the pits. But the wing was in such a bad shape that they just he basically the stewards basically said that the car was not in a drivable condition and gave him a penalty. He basically returned back to the pits, retired the car, and then they gave him a penalty for having returned back to the pits, essentially, which is rather weird. Why don't you have video from the track? Because we're not allowed to have video from the track. This is basically a watch along. So if we were to have video from the track, we'd be violating some sort of copyright, and that would get our stream shut down. We don't like that. So you won't see audio or video from like F1 TV or from the track here because we don't have access. We're not allowed. We're not providing you with that service. Basically, we are a watch along. Essentially, we're more like I've got F1 TV like right next to on my screen. I've got F1 next to the stream, watching what you're saying in chat in the timing board. And that's basically what it is. Like, it's the virtual couch. Like I'd be telling you some of this if I was next to you on the couch at your place. Well, maybe not so chatty, but you get my point. And would Max is playing iRacing online? No, he's not yet. Give him 30 minutes after the session ends. Oh, there was a bounce between Lance and Hamilton. Hamilton didn't see Stroll. That's what happened. Stroll thinks he's alone on track. Oh boy. Briatore is back. Is back. Maybe Renault stop being awful. Who knows? Who knows? Hey, Crash, what made you want to crawl into the rabbit hole F1? The pandemic. I'll be quite honest. I was watching um Super GT do I think Force Sport, and then I jumped from him to Ben Daly, aka Tiamat Marduk. So I was watching him doing the F1 games, and I still watch him do F1, particularly with um he does the creative series. So I've been watching him in the creative series mostly now, but was watching him, and then from there managed to find the Data Visualize channel, which is the original channel we were streaming on. From Data Visualize, basically when Race Statistics, so basically Race Statistics is a spin-off from that channel, and basically from watching these timings and what was going on in chat, eventually started watching the races themselves. And I was watching on ESPN Plus, but I was never happy with ESPN Plus. Even doing it properly, the best I could, I was always like about like 30 seconds to 40 seconds behind with ESPN Plus. So now I'm watching on, and this is the second season where I've gone um, with F1 TV Pro, and since I've gone to TV Pro, there's only been one incident where they didn't have enough server capacity. As I've been talking, Science has just gone smooth operator with 113.013. That is 0.03. So three, not tenths, three hundredths of difference between those two. That's a small gap, everyone. Why is like pushing? Science is pushing. Science is top of the board, my friend. One of the things that the F1 does very well is that it teaches you, if you go look at the F1, particularly the YouTube channel, they've been very good about teaching you about what is happening, why things happen. Like if there's a big incident, um, they've been very good to break down what happened with that incident and why. Yeah, Hamilton didn't see Hamilton Stroll will be investigated after the session. I don't know. They'll probably slap Hamilton on the wrist. I don't know if they'll be investigated. They'll 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 probably slap Hamilton on the wrist. He will. Yeah, I don't know if there will be any major penalty for Hamilton. I could be wrong, and they'll be on a three grid spot. But yeah, Hamilton straight up admitted that he didn't see Stroll at all. And he knows he's at fault. Or I was thinking that Sainz will win his home race on Sunday. That would be really cool. Him or Alonso winning this race would be really cool. Looking at right now. Yeah, first top five, and within 2 tenths. Hamilton is six. He's only 3.46. So a little more than a third of a second behind Sainz. Perez is seventh. We are within 1 second through P13, almost with Bottas P14 and Magnussen. I mean, Sargent's only 1 second and 7 tenths off of the pace in 20th. I mean, Zoe is a second and a half off in P19. I mean, we're under 2 seconds. We're under 2 seconds from P1 to P20. I mean, this is you guys wanted things bunched up. I mean, this is bunched up. We've got 3 minutes to go in this session right now. Actually, 4 minutes to go if I go by my stream. Again, you're listening to Race Tickets YouTube channel. This is Grash doing commentary with you. I want to thank the 5,000 of you who have shown up and watched. We got almost 500 likes. Those are again. The issue on track was that Hamilton did not see Stroll and moved in a position that where Stroll and Hamilton touched. No damage to each of the cars, but they did touch. It is Hamilton. And Hamilton basically said right away that he didn't see Stroll and it's a fault. Stroll saw right away, called him something that did not get repeated on the air. Thought he was, and basically said he thought he was the only one on track. Three minutes ago. So pretty much those who are coming out right now, they're coming out just basically to do a lap at best. So something wrong with Leclerc's car? Is he nice doing practice start from pit lane? Okay. Is Alonso done for the session? For the most part, unless he comes out for if he comes out for a practice start, that's probably it. Right now, Sainz, Leclerc, Verstappen, Perez. Perez is coming out. Ocon, Gasly, Bottas, Zoe is coming out. Those are the ones who are on track. Magnussen's coming out. So the cars you're seeing coming out of the pit. So pretty much they're going to go around, and then they'll go around maybe one more time, and then ultimately do a practice start. I don't see anyone improving on any times. I don't think anyone's going to try and do a last minute glory run. Yeah, pretty much we've hit what these regulations can do. They've all pretty much figured out what the best practices and best, for the most part, the best ways of doing things with these regulations have probably been figured out. Got a minute left in this session right now. I think they're all going. You're not seeing anyone doing any flying laps. So again, this is basically those who are coming out now are basically getting out to be able to do a practice start at the end of the session. And this is again 2026. We're going to get new regulations, very dramatic, different regulations in 2026. Fastest destroying the FS. He's not going to be doing a fast lap at this point. It's not. It's not. At this point, there's too much traffic, and there's not. We're not seeing anyone doing a fast lap at this point. We've got how much time left? 30 seconds to go. 20 seconds to go. Yeah, I think Gasly and is the only one who's done multiple laps so far on track with the current tire. The only one left in the pits is Stroll. Yeah, at this point, the session has come to a close. Again, this is Race to YouTube channel. I want to thank the 5,000 of you who've shown up today. 561 likes. Thank you so much. If you had a chance, now is a great time to like and subscribe. If you subscribe, you'll get notification when we go live. We will go live for qualifications. That will be done by Ryan. No guarantee that I will be in chat for quali. If yesterday was an indication, I might be asleep again. Uh, I crashed. My body is not. I did not feel good yesterday, and if my body feels any the way I did yesterday, I'll be crashing again. Ryan will be doing the race as well, so he'll be doing the qualification and the race tomorrow. Next, guys, you will see me. Will be next week. Where are we going to be next week? So next week will be the Austrian Grand Prix. So, and it's a sprint weekend. Oh boy! So you'll see me on the 28th for practice one and sprint qualification. Yeah, I think it basically. I think I had a. I just every so often my body just needs to rest. And yesterday was just a bad day for me after FP1. I got into bed and I was asleep. So again, we are going to come again. We'll be live. It is qualifying at 9. So 2.5 hours from now, we will be. So about 2 hours from now, either 90 minutes to 2 hours, we'll be back with music. And then Ryan comes on really early before me. So about 15 minutes before the qualifying session, you will see Ryan come on, and he'll be doing commentary for qualifying and then race for tomorrow. Looking at Dark Mayo is playing Stellaris. You go Google average Stellaris run, and you'll have a song that's kind of funny. Thank you for those who are liking my commentary. Those who didn't, well, you're not here. uh, Looking at right now, at the top of the board, we had Sainz, Norris, Leclerc ended up being P3. Verstappen was P4. Russell is P5. Hamilton P6. Perez P7. Albon is ninth. Alonso ninth, and Oscar rounded out top 10. 11, 12 were Gasly, Ocon, Gasly. Hulkenberg with 13th. Bottas 14th. Magnussen 15th. Ricardo 16th. Stroll 17th. Tsunoda 18th. Zhou was 19th, and Sargent was 20th on the board. But notably, again, Sargent was only 1.7 off of P1. We see P1 through P13 were in within a second, and a second and a quarter to Stroll, P17. So we're bunched up. Does this practice tell us anything for quality? Probably not. I mean, it gives you an idea who's at the top of who's again the top four. I mean, it's Ferrari, McLaren, Red Bull, Mercedes, and then we saw Albon, and we saw Alonso in the Aston Martin show up on the board. Ocon Gasly P1, P12. That probably where probably going to be, but that gives them. They have the potential of being. They could easily get into Q3, one of them or both of them out of nowhere. So we've got we will see what happens in quality. An incident with Leclerc and Norris will be investigated after the session as well. So we've got two investigations after the session. We've got so Leclerc and Norris incident, and we've got a Hamilton Stroll incident that will be investigated, and that will probably if anything comes, Ryan will tell you about it. Again, for everyone who's been here on Guard Race Statistics, I want to thank everyone. Uh, we will see you guys in a few hours for quali for this crash. I will see you guys in a week for Austria FP1. Take care, everyone, and have a good enjoy the qualification race tomorrow.